Hello, this is Jakub from Perun Airsoft, and in this video I will show you how to diagnose Perun V2. In case something is wrong, you can perform this test to check whether it's Perun's fault or if you should look somewhere else in the replica. You will need to have your Perun out of replica. Also, prepare a piece of cardboard, a battery, a motor, and something to fasten the motor to. Make sure the battery and motor work, or else this test won't make any sense. Also, it's better to do this with artificial light because sunlight might interfere with the sensor. So if the sun is shining directly into your room, go to another. Fasten the motor to something heavy. I, for instance, have used this hammer and a wire tie. Now, put a thick piece of cardboard between the trigger LED diode and the trigger sensor. After it's done, you can connect the battery. Make sure that the cardboard stays between the LED and the sensor. Now you can proceed to testing. The cardboard will simulate the trigger. Grab Perun together with the cardboard, and if you remove the cardboard from between the LED and the trigger sensor, Perun should interpret this as if the trigger was pulled and will direct current to the motor. Perun should interpret this as if the trigger was pulled and will direct current to the motor. Depending on what was programmed and whether you are holding finger on the selector sensor or not, Perun will either power the motor as long as you won't put the cardboard back, or until the safety mechanism will cut the power off. You can enter the programming mode by touching the selector sensor twice with your finger. Now, by pulling the cardboard from between the LED and trigger sensor, you can program Perun just as if you were doing it using the normal trigger. You can also check what is programmed in Perun at this moment, hearing the beeps. Remember, one long beep means that the feature is off. Few short beeps mean that the feature is on. You just heard the beep on the 7th trigger pull, so AB, active brake, is off. Let's check precocking. It is also off. Precocking power is different. You can hear one signal, so it's at level 1 right now. Okay, there were a few short signals after the 10th trigger pull, so the battery protection is now on. Double shot is off, new thresholds are also off. And there are no more sounds, so we can exit without making changes. Now we want to program active brake because we are going to check the sector gear sensor. So I enter the programming mode. I pull the trigger 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I save. Okay, and let's see if we have active braking on. We definitely do. So now let's check the sector gear sensor. If it won't work, if the sector gear sensor is damaged, if you will pull the trigger, it will spin for some time like this. But if you will if it works, and you will put the cardboard back quick, it should work like this. Remember that this will only work this way if you've got semi programmed. So we've got semi right now, but if I will switch to auto, it won't work this way. Okay, if Perun does everything as you have seen on this video, it's almost certainly not damaged. If replica wasn't working well, I recommend to check the troubleshooting section on the installation manual for possible reasons that may not be caused by Perun itself, but by improper installation or malfunction of other elements in the replica. And also, before you put Perun back into replica, don't forget to program the calibration mode at this stage. So, enter the programming mode and press the trigger 12 times. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and save. And now If we will reconnect the battery, Perun will ask for calibration. Okay, so it worked. Now disconnect the battery and put Perun back into replica.